Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. It's time for our first veteran level run. I'm cautiously excited. Back when I was playing the game before, last time we did a series on the channel, I remember the difficulty jump from green to yellow being pretty significant. But we're as geared up as we can be. My party is not outfitted with trinkets. Thank you, game. That would have been really embarrassing. Okay. Let's get some gear. So obviously I love my sun ring. You should probably take the cudgel weight. And yeah, maybe this. The thing is, like, the agility whistle's not incredibly powerful, but minus 20% debuff resist is a very, very small penalty, and so this is very close to just free stats. The question is there a bigger trade-off that I would like to make on him? I think the answer is no. That's fine. Okay, the Arbalest has very poor speed, and will tend to go last no matter what we do, so I feel like the speed penalty on the Legendary Bracer is very minor for her. You know, there's no difference between going last by 2 speed and going last by 8 speed. We could hit her with the Sun Ring as well. By the way, damage penalties stack, or damage bonuses, and penalties, I suppose, stack additively, not multiplicatively, so there's no particular reason that the Sun Ring needs to go on a person who already has a damage bonus, whereas that would totally be the case if the stacking was multiplicative. This is not bad. I don't love our Hellion getting stunned. I think we are going to give her the Sun Ring. Help offset the rabies a little bit. The Arbalest has great base accuracy, so she doesn't need accuracy improvements as much as everybody else. We should definitely be running this. Again, it's just a thing of... it's a pretty small penalty for the good it does. Your speed is all tanked out. That's right, you have wasting sickness right now, so your speed appears to be lower than it is. And we could do something like this and just offset it with a speed stone. That feels a little bit silly, but actually I don't know that there's anything else I would particularly like to bring on her. Yeah. Sure. You can have the warrior's cap, you're the one who needs it. And then, can we put anything on her that will be, like, meaningful? The health stone is not bad. And again, I guess if our strategy is let's tank out her speed, this isn't really gonna be much of a penalty. Yeah, okay. Alright, that looks like a team. Now the other thing to consider is that maybe if it bleeds is not as good here in the ruins as it would be in other places, since we're more likely to encounter a bunch of skeletons, but it is also the only skill she has that allows her to hit the 3rd rank in the enemy party. You can pick up Breakthrough for that, but it's considerably less damage, and also it debuffs you. Yeah, this is good. We're ready. The sound you're hearing is me convincing myself that we're ready. Alright, so we have to bring our blood. We're gonna have to hook up the Vestal right away as soon as we get into the dungeon. Alright, it's the ruins, so I do love some medicinal herbs. We probably want some holy water. The question is how much of this stuff, because we're going to end up throwing some of it away for loot, right? So we try to minimize our waste. Yeah, it's fine. I don't particularly want to take the bandage. Am I allowed to just not take the bandage in? Okay. I was hoping that we would be able to sell the Arbalest's free bandage for like 5 gold, because my suspicion is we're going to end up throwing it away. There is a wasting hero in town, it's true. But we saw previously that if you bring blood back, it can be applied to heroes before they die of wasting. And also, I don't know what the timing of the 2 blood vials from the Sanguine Vintners is, but my suspicion is that it creates the 2 blood before you do your wasting checks. So probably we're fine. Probably we are in no real danger. Of course, all of my understanding of the mechanics of the blood is guesswork. So probably we're fine. I really do mean probably. I have no idea.
Pace out the halls of your lineage once familiar, now foreign.
There you go. You're okay. Everything's fine. Here, just drink all this blood. I'm going to go ahead and go over here. Part of the value of the 90% of room exploration mission is that you can choose a couple of rooms to just not have to care about. But I'd prefer to save that... Oh, bummer. Yes, it certainly could have. I prefer to save our wave-off rooms for when the party's doing a little bit worse toward the end of the adventure. It only really cost us, like... Well, I mean, it sort of cost us 2 torches, didn't it? Because we used one and we're already almost back down to, Well, you know, it is what it is. Yep, just go ahead and rub your face all over that.
Staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
It's a good start, though. 1,500 gold in the first loot-bearing curio. That's real good. Alright, screw this dude and his crazy... I mean, everything. Screw this dude and all of the things about him that are crazy, which is everything. Blast. Well, I mean, he's got to be finished.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
I was hoping to be able to do 2 attacks on him and 2 attacks on the Enchantress. Alright, so you can see our base damage output, we got a lot of minimum damage rolls there, and still our base damage output is pretty good relative to what it used to be. This begins, and so you can see at the veteran level, enemies start to gain new attacks, and also their old attacks start to gain new effects. So Stressful Incantation now marks. Another example that I mentioned earlier in the series is that the blue fish guys in the cove, their spearfishing attack will now pull 1, which can be pretty dangerous depending on your party composition. Man, is everybody so slow? Well, you have 8 speed, actually, yeah. My party is definitely that slow. Okay, well that's super annoying. I guess, as far as whose turn we should lose, the Vestal's a pretty good one. Unfortunately, Iron Swan can only be used from the front rank of the party, so Hellion really doesn't like to get rearranged early in the fight. Okay. You are missing 5 health, you're going to bleed for another 2. Yeah, let's just try to burn some people down. Again, we want to focus on the second target, not the first, so that the Arbalist can get in on it. I'm going to have him swap back here. You guys, I'm gonna need you to hit higher in your damage range a couple of times here.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy.
Even with the barbaric Yop debuff, she's doing fine work. So with his stun resist chance, he is at 85%. We are at 145 plus 25. So we're still very likely to hit this stun. Very, very likely. Well, you know, it wasn't guaranteed. Ouch. I'm way more worried about the crit than I am about the stress than I am the damage. We can hit this guy for, what is this going to do? 6 to 12. I'm debating whether I want to throw a bandage up so that the Vestal's next heal will be more powerful and everything. I think I do. I think I'm going to trust that we'll be able to get this guy stunned. Trust is not the word I want. Hope. I'm going to hope that we're going to be able to get this guy stunned. There we go. That time it was guaranteed. We're having a really hard time getting good damage values here. There we go. That's what I'm looking for.
Maintain the offensive.
Okay, so that fight went pretty poorly in the sense that we lost a ton of... we gained a ton of stress, rather.
Or is it merely a trick of the light?
But these things will happen. Alright, scouting, that's what I want to see. So we have a lot of shovels. I feel comfortable using a shovel or two on curios. If we run into one of those locked cabinets, you actually can avoid... you can avoid the trap check and get more loot by using a key to unlock the cabinet, but also by using a shovel to just smash the glass open and bypass the lock entirely. 85. I think arbalists are okay. No, I was wrong. The only person who should be doing this is the Houndmaster. These slightly longer hallways are really, like, playing havoc with my torch efficiency. Last time I played the game, hallways were always, you know, four rooms long. 4 pips long, I guess? Yeah, screw this cabinet.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
I actually really like this. So it says 10 accuracy and 20% damage melee skills. The Plague Doctor only has 1 melee skill. But I actually really like the Bloody Herb stabbing people Plague Doctor build. I had a lot of fun with that last time we recorded one of these runs. I'm actually, you know what, I shouldn't have torched there. Because we should be thinking about camping. Alright, so if we don't do this room, that saves us a shovel we can use for other stuff. How many rooms are there? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12... Okay, so we can leave 2 rooms unexplored. It can just be these 2. Like, we can path like this, not have to do any further backtracking. The alternative is we go to this room. You know, we know that this hallway and this room are perfectly safe. We should do this. And that way, if we get into a bad position... Uh-oh. That's not great. She's going to start stressing people out now with her weird gibbering.
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
I'm going to take advantage of the fact that I know this is perfectly safe, so that we can skip a difficult room if we need to. And we'll walk all the way to here, and then camp, and we'll figure it out from there. Okay. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and check. Let's not get stressed out about that. It's reasonable for her to check. So we're already in a position where we're throwing things away. We don't have any inventory spaces open, so we can't just slap this into somebody's inventory. Well, we can pick up some of the gold, but not even all of it. We end up throwing away the bandage. I knew we were going to. I mean, I don't know if I believe that the journal pages actually do take up loot space, because we seem to keep finding items that have, like, a journal page and also 3 or 4 other things. Maybe I'm just getting lucky on loot. It's totally possible. So, as far as the curio interaction items are likely to end up with us getting extra money, the dog treats are not. And let's be perfectly honest, it's extremely likely I'm never going to use the dog treats, because I'm going to think, oh, well, this combat's not worth using a dog treat on. You guys have seen me do that many times. Alright, so let's just go ahead and camp, get a little bit of inventory space clearance.
Gathered close in tenuous firelight and uneasy companionship.
So we don't really need the HP, but I think I'm going to do this just because I really want any source of stress relief right now. Eating anything less than 8 food provides no stress relief. Oh. Right, sure. Alright, and then I think you have... Yeah, you have the ability to reject the gods. Okay, she's freaking out a little bit. This, unfortunately does not affect her. All companions does not include her. We can encourage her. We can set up a Hound's Watch. That's probably a good idea. I don't really want to get ambushed out here. The heart of a panther. She keeps it in her bag. Okay, so I think that, unfortunately, is really all of the stress relief we can... Yeah. Alright, so we can do a self-buff. We could pep talk her. We could pep talk her twice, even. Probably we just buff somebody. Battle Trance is pretty good, and the Hellion is faster than the Arbalest is, so this is a little bit more likely to prevent an attack that we would otherwise take. The Arbalest's self buff is more powerful, certainly. Yeah, I'm going to take the Battle Trance. And then we don't have anything that costs 1-time unit. There are not a lot of abilities that cost 1-time unit.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Alright, well, we are very unlikely to get surprised, I'll tell you
A
that.
fortune waiting to be spent.
I mean, it's possible that the journal pages are taking up loot space, and it's just that every item drops more loot than it used to last time I played. That could totally be the case. So we'll stun this guy and then really lay into this one, I think.
A singular strike.
Okay, solid open. Oh. Well, that's not too bad.
Press this advantage.
There we
Give
go.
them no quarter.
So over 2 hits there, we did about 40 damage. We're going to need those numbers. Things are going to get rough up here in the veteran tier. Another thing that you encounter in the veteran tier is new monsters. There are some enemies who do not exist on the lower difficulties. We haven't seen any of them yet. I'm wondering if I should just yawp these dudes. I think I will. It's very hard to be upset about the double stun. Double stun is a powerful thing. Alright, I am 100% confident this guy will not get another turn.
A momentary abatement.
We may fail to kill him here, but he will not get another turn. Yes, I guess he did resist the bleed. Honestly, this guy's not much more dangerous than his friend, and he's considerably more difficult to kill. He can do that, of course. There's that. So we could throw out a bandage. We could do Ebola to hit them both. Yeah, let's at least get some damage onto the second guy. And then we could just yawp again. Yeah, this will pull the guard off. If the garter gets stunned, it breaks. Aw. If she misses, she doesn't get any healing from it, unfortunately. The minimum possible stress relief. That's unfortunate. I will say this, there's a lot of variance involved in using crits as a stress reduction strategy.
A powerful blow.
Alright, well, honestly, I felt like that fight went really, really well. We controlled the enemy very effectively.
Momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Okay, so we're at the excuse me. We're at the point now where we start dropping curio interaction items. I think I want to keep the key. The medicinal herbs, I think, are less useful than the holy water. And then I could just eat 4 food. Yeah, let's do that. Make room for this thing. Alright, what we really need now is portraits. The next building we want to build is definitely the bank. I think I'm going to skip this room just for the for light reasons. We only have 3 torches left. Oh, hey! It's one of those new enemies. This guy can be a real pain. He has pretty high stun resist. However, you can't mouse off of He has 70 stun resist, but again, we have 170% stun chance. So... the question is, do we burn down the maggots real fast, or do we try to focus this guy down before he can get in action? Because the maggots can stun people. Yeah, let's get rid of them. Alright, and that'll be good enough that Bola should be able to finish things off.
Masterfully executed.
Okay, great crits. Everybody is doing a really fantastic job. He's at 150% stun resist. Some of the larger enemies get more stun resist from their the post-stun buff. He has 40% prot. So let's mark him up. He's large enough. He takes up 2 spots. So the Arbalest will be able to shoot him with sniper shot even though he's in the front. It's 3 points of bleed. Ouch. If we had a bandage, I would use it here. So 48 damage with a 3-point bleed versus 7 to 13 damage with a higher crit chance. I don't think he'll be alive long enough for it to be better to do the bleed. I do think that we should probably heal. His damage output is potentially considerable. Nice. Good hit. So he's at 70% stun resist. I'll take the coin flip. There's a 50% chance this works. Okay, we got him. It's over.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade.
Alright, good stuff.
Blade.
You get to eat this food. Congratulations. Hey, we found all this food inside that ghoul. Shove this in your mouth. Adventuring is miserable business. Okay, I don't really want either of these. Let's light a torch and keep going. The game is really trying to give us anti-venom. I was hoping for some scouting. Alright, so the dungeon should complete when we get to here. Okay, good dodge. I kind of wish that there was an equivalent to sort of the classic D&D 10-foot pole. Oh, we found a secret room, and we still have a key. Okay, this is the first secret room. This is very exciting. And we know that there's no shovel, or we know that there's no blockages after this one on our path. So we could discard our shovel now. Alright, so what you do is you walk to the place where there's a secret room indicator, and you hit your interact button, which is W by default, and you encounter this ancient artifact. And we unlock the secret component. And hey, that's someone's head, and also 2 of these. So we definitely discard this. We are not leaving this behind. The question is, what do we drop? No, that's not really a question. We drop the holy water. We don't drop the holy water. We drink the holy water, but we don't give any of it to the vampire. Also, she's wasting, and we have not managed to find any blood. So we gotta hope that we get back before she freaks out. Okay, found a use for our other key. And now we're partially in the dark because we ran out of torches and we're facing a pair of high-stress enemies. Also, a bone commander. This guy does not appear on lower than veteran. That's fantastic. What a great party we have here. These guys are really killing it. Do I go for the stun? I don't think so. Honestly, I just want to be 100% sure this guy's not going to get a turn. I had anticipated not quite getting the one shot there. So, okay, it's not so bad. How crushing. Interesting. I don't think that that's how that attack worked before. So it's a debuff to people who are not in position 1. Alright, we'll definitely take the stun from the blackjack, because we know this will work. It's really nice to have one person who is, like, specialized for stunning in the party. This guy has a considerable amount of prot. I think we should probably double heal the Hellion just to get her, like... Uh-oh. Maybe not. Okay, no, she's just gonna complain. She'll still cast. She's at 110 now. We still have a better than 50% chance of landing it. Okay. It's worth a try. Ooh. That's the dangerous one. That is not awesome. We are in a little bit of trouble. Contribute! Minimum damage. As you can imagine, the fight goes very poorly. If you try to take this guy down while his stressing allies are still alive. This is 145%. I think it's worth it. It's worth the try. How did you miss him? He's stunned, and he's huge. He's probably taking up, like, half the room. He's at 110. Keep swinging those stuns. Man. His stun chance, like... What do we have, like a 60% chance for that to land? That's very unfortunate.
The accursed champion falls.
Alright, you eat the food. And then... I do want crests. We spent a bunch of them. I could drop something that's worth 375. The green trinket is worth considerably more than that. We're definitely not dropping any heirlooms right now. Yeah, I would rather have these crests. Oh. It rounded up even further than I thought it would. Yeah, we get to skip 3 rooms? Really? This is 90%, doesn't it? Let's unlock this sarcophagus.
A handsome reward.
This time we'll just toss our key, because we won't need it. I mean, we go over to this curio, right? So let's kill the light.
The darkness holds much worse than mere trickery.
Hopefully our healer will not die. Interacting with this won't do anything meaningful. It'll just give a buff, but anyway, whatever. Yep, go ahead and touch it. That's why we came over here. I know, it would be great if there was, right? Alright, we'll check this last curio and then get out of here. Nope, not touching it. There's a chance to get a significant amount of stress from interacting with that thing.
Walls of our ancestry are beginning to feel familiar.
And I think you can avoid it with holy water, but obviously we didn't have any holy water left. I don't know what it is about this sound, but I love it. I love that. It sounds like winning. Okay, so on the whole, very lucrative. The secret rooms are incredibly valuable. Lots of XP. We're getting people some good stuff. She got quick draw over thick blooded, which I believe is a lower chance to bleed. So this was great. This is a great pull. You got scurvy, which I don't love. Resilient is not... Yeah. Resilient's not amazing. My mind is not blown by that. Uh-oh, what is this? Ooh.
Fear has taken root.
Okay, well, I mean, let's just not have anybody stress out on the next thing and it won't matter. Okay, yeah. Cavalier was able to drink a vial. You'll be able to drink a vial. Okay, we're good. Everything's fine. Everything's going well. We need... How many portraits is it? It's like 50? 55. Yeah, I think the bank is definitely the next play. And the Sanguine Vintner's already saving our lives. Already saving people, so I'm very pleased about that build. I think we're good on people for now, actually. Is it deeds that upgrade the stagecoach? It is. Well, I don't think we should take a hero roster upgrade because we need to use our deeds at the blacksmith. Yeah, we really need to get more equipment upgrades. But before we do anything in town, let's decide where we're going next. Is this just meant to represent the town event that's currently active? Or what is... Okay, whatever. What is this? Plus 25% damage versus Fanatic. Oh, yeah, okay. I remember. That guy who's gonna supposedly crush the invading insects to earn invitations to the courtyard. Okay, so I guess we'll just find an invitation eventually if we fight enough mosquito dudes. Yeah, the Fanatic is that guy who is supposedly going to hunt our vampire party members. We certainly haven't seen him yet. And over here we have the Guardian Shield, so no really compelling loot available. We do need to play the Warrens a little bit more. That's not actually a bad piece of gear. That's okay. We do need to do Warrens a little bit more, so I might do this. Also, it does give portraits. Not a lot, but nothing gives a lot of portraits. We might do this one just so that we can get the Warrens upgraded enough to show us bosses. Ooh, over here we have a long. We've not seen this yet. Long dungeons have 2 camps you're allowed to do. The Book of Holiness is a pretty great trinket, actually. 9 deeds, 7,500 gold, man. Like I said, I really want to get the Warrens upgraded, but this is a compelling set of rewards. Quick Draw Charm is okay. It's not bad. It's especially not bad on a crew member who is slow to begin with, because it'll make them likely to get ahead of people on the first round, and then after that, you know, it's like the Arbalest thing, where it's just like, if she was going to go last anyway, she'll just go last there. I don't know what the town event Lost and Found does, but that could be interesting. Gather 3 holy relics to get the Steady Bracer. Steady Bracer is a good piece of gear. We get the town event All Saints Day, another one that I don't know what it is, but the name is compelling, certainly. May as well take a look at all of the stuff. It looks like a lot of, oh, you know what? We should be looking at the Darkest Dungeon mission, too. Not that there's any chance we'll ever go on it, but it'll show us a different orange every week, and so we can get an idea of what stuff is available. Because I still don't know what any of the Flagellant's unique equipment looks like, and I don't really know what a lot of the oranges look like, because a lot of them have been changed. So you should always be looking at stuff. Alright. So I think it really comes down to this long with the really good trinket loot versus this medium with the heirloom we want, and of course Warren's progress on the line. I think we gotta take this. So let's build a party for this. This is the pig place. Enemies here have some blight resistance, and they like to be super gross, just the grossest. So who is in the low tier? You. We definitely need to keep pushing you. Take Grentimesnil, he's good everywhere. You know, there's no enemy anywhere that's particularly good against being hit by a sword. That's right. I was going to de-stress him last week, and the brothel was full. So he probably shouldn't go out with 50 stress. That's a little dangerous. So we'll have you go in front. And then... unfortunately, we don't have the option of a dedicated healer that isn't already at least level 2. Was there a healer in the stagecoach? I might have taken a new healer on. Well, we can try to run without a dedicated healer. I'm a little nervous about doing that in a medium. Maybe the fact that we don't really have access to a lot of dedicated healing means that we should take shorts instead. And this does have 2 portraits. Alright, Fitzroy, calm down. I guess we'll bring you in. Burners could fight from the back, right? Yeah. So we can do something like this through a short. We'll want to unequip Uppercut and equip Flashbang instead as a stun. Flashbang's a little risky to use as a stun. It's a powerful one, but it has a chance of... well, it doesn't have a chance. It always shuffles the enemy party and can sometimes cause problems. But yeah, you can do everything else from the 3rd slot. So yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll head out into the Weald. We're gonna have to pick up another occultist or a Vestal or something. Probably a cultist. because we only have one. Yeah, it only takes 16 people to beat the game, but we are going to have some support bench, unfortunately. It's not perfectly efficient. So this is the plan for next time. Let's unequip and sort. So we picked up plus 30% healing skills. I do not like the plus healing skills trinkets all that much. I think I've talked a lot about how just being proactive is better, and items that make you better at being proactive are better. But this is quite a lot of extra healing output. It's also quite a lot of extra stress. Alright, so let's trinket you up. You are going to need this, and we're nerfing his damage a little bit. It goes from, what, 5 to 10, becomes 4 to 8. That's not so bad. And the plus 40% stun chance can be very powerful. That's just 4% dodge for relatively little penalty. These early missions are easy enough that we may not necessarily want to fill up everybody's trinket slots, because we don't need to, and then they can carry extra loot home. Not that it's... I guess it's not that likely to matter in a short. We're probably not going to hit that much loot. Well, we should probably put this on, like, the bounty hunter, who does all of his damage up front. We could give you a bleed amulet. Damage versus human is a little bit tricky. As far as damage bonuses go, you can never predict how many humans you'll see anywhere. There's no area you can go to where you're like definitely going to see mostly humans. So we don't have any of the... There's some really, really good grave robber specific trinkets. We don't have any of them yet. So I guess we can give her this. She'll be using blight darts, and minus 20% bleed resist may as well not actually be a penalty. You're relatively fast. I'm trying to figure out who takes the legendary bracer. It's entirely possible that we don't take our legendary bracer, because there is some concern. It's not very likely, obviously, but it's possible to lose a whole party, right? Sometimes bad luck happens, and also you play poorly at the same time. And if you lose a whole party, you lose all the stuff that's equipped on them, so there is always some risk involved in taking out your trinkets. I probably don't want to drop his speed too much. He's in a position where he's probably going to go pretty late in the turn, but first of all, we're going up against tier 1 enemies this time, so speed 3 is not necessarily the last in the room. And secondly, lucky occasions where he goes earlier in the turn order are more valuable than they were with, say, the Arbalist, because he has a powerful stun that's guaranteed to pull an enemy out of the turn order. I might actually even speed stone him. Yeah, we'll give you, like, this. Yeah, sure, you're fast. We're making you a lot less fast, but... Nah, I think we're just not going to take it out. I don't think we need it badly enough to for it to matter. This is not going to be that hard. I'm over-preparing. Alright, come back next time. We're going to do a short in the Weald, and then very likely another short in the same video. And we'll see you then.